Hi there, it's Mike again at Northbound Sandals, and today's video we're going to be doing on continuation of the last one, but on reel care and reel maintenance. So what today's video is just going to be about, the last video was about reel maintenance and reel care, but I'm just making a video about just not overstressing the components, the internal components of your reel. What I'll do, I'll put a few pictures up to show you what I'm talking about, but I get a lot of repairs in that have had internal damage because the reel has been overstressed. Now, you know, the general makeup of the reel is it's got a clutch on there, so it's not designed to be locked up fully and then put a lot of stress on. It's designed to have a clutch to play line off, obviously, but when you get snagged or something happens and you need to pull for a brake, or that's when you can overstress your reels. And a lot of people I've spoken to who I've done repairs for said that is exactly the situation they were in. They've either been snagged or everything else, and what they've done, they've pulled for a brake. Now, what I suggest to people is to actually take your clutch, take your bail arm off, walk your rods and everything out of the way, and then feel your line. Wrap a towel or something around your arm, wrap the line around your arm, and then just gently just pull. So you know how much pressure you put on there, and it get to a point where you know it will break. But with the rod, because you've got the tension of the tip and it's under extreme pressure, and I found that out a few years back when I was fishing linear, and I was fishing trying to mark up a spot and find a patch in the weeds. And every time I put the rod out, it was like coming back clumps and clumps of weed. And in one instance, it was moving, so I sort of didn't use use the method of putting the rod down and wrapping around. I had to do it once or twice, but as it was moving, I thought okay. And but at one point, it was about 30 yards out, and this big clump of weed was coming in, and all of a sudden everything went slack. And then I realised that what was actually happening was that the lead had actually had popped through the weed and was coming back at me at a high rate of knots because of the tension in the rod. It then become a projectile. So, and I've heard cases where people have actually pulled and it has actually, it's happened where they've been hit. I mean, I got hit in the shoulder at that time, but I have heard that people have had injuries through this. So what I suggest is that if you get snagged or anything else with mono, is to put a towel around your arm, wrap the line around your arm a couple of times, and then just gently pull. And if you're dead on to where you're fishing or straight out in front of you, I suggest you sort of turn your back a little bit. But you can gently feel. You can feel you've got more control of trying to pull for that brake, rather than having the curve of the rod involved. So you can feel, and a lot of times you can actually get everything back by just gently feeling. But as I say, just even if you have to walk back a bit and then wrap the line around your arm and pull for a brake, that would be my suggestion, rather than putting stress and strain on your reel. And for braid, I would possibly get something to wrap the braid round and then pull it that way. I wouldn't suggest wrapping braid around your arm. Obviously, it can lead to it would lead to quite bad injuries if braid cuts into your arm. So, I mean, I would possibly wrap it round something, a log or something that you've got. So then you can, instead of actually sort of being in contact with you, I would pull it. I mean, you can do that with mono as well, but it's just what I suggest, and for what all the work and damage that I've seen on reels, that is the highest problem of repairs I've had to face where people have overstressed. I mean, in this picture here, I'll show you one of the components on Daiwa. This is a Daiwa reel, and you can see that the small part is the spool, and that is the part that's contacted inside the oscillation shaft, and that basically is holding your reel together. And you can see how small it is, and you then realise that that is all that's that is the part that is you're putting completely under stress, and that does jump, or it can damage and shoot down the rest of the oscillation shaft, causing damage. So here's the picture now. So as you can see, it's a very, very small part, and I try to explain that to people and say, look, you know, this is the part that that you're putting under that massive amount of strain when you're pulling for a brake, or you're snagged up, and so all that force is going through that very, very small part. On Shimano reels, I've had quite a lot of those where the gearing has completely stripped. This is another picture of the part. These are actually new parts that I've got to fit to someone's reel. So if you look at the little parts here, you'll see that they are a nylon construction, and what happens is when they put too much stress, the gear wheel, the teeth just actually strip completely off those. I mean, these reels are not designed to do this. Basically, you know, they're designed to operate for a clutch. But I've had a lot of those Shimanos in where the gearing has slipped and you know, sheared all the teeth off on those. So you can, you know, they're small little nylon gears. So when you put that much stress on them, something's got to give. So there you go. And the last part I want to talk about is aftermarket oscillation shafts. So basically, they're good, they're brilliant, and I fit a lot of them. But when I fit them, I always tell people that your style of fishing has got to change. The amount of angle on the teeth, as you'll see in the picture. I'll put the picture up now for you. So as you can see, the angle on the teeth is a lot finer than the standard ones. So what actually happens is if you're on the apex of one of those points and you put a lot of strain, there's a good chance that you could break the tip off, and then the spool won't oscillate properly. But that's just extra care. So in the past, where you might have put a bend in your rod and you snagged up, I mean, you just got to adapt your style of fishing and take your bail arm off, put your rod behind you, wrap the line around your arm, and then pull for a break that way. I mean, you should be doing that anyway, and a lot of you do. I know a lot of people do, but I've spoken to people who have brought reels around for repair, and I said, you know, this is your damage, and they said, yeah. I remember getting snagged, and I say to people, look, you have to be very cautious. If you get snagged, you have to then go into putting the line around your arm, because the tips are very fine. And I had one or two back, and the guy said, yeah, I was pulling and it broke. And I said, yeah, exactly. You know, so if I do fit them, I tell them, you know, that you have to adapt your style of fishing to that. If you get snagged or anything, you just have to be very, very gentle with them, and not pull for a break. So there you go. Just a few more tips there on just basically looking after your reels and save you costly repairs in the future. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot.